Hi, my name is Kelly and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing the Bookish Elements Tag. Mark from Book Ramble tagged me in it, and so I am going to just answer a few questions, and I have them written down in front of me, so if you see me look down, that's why. So anyhow, okay, so question number 1. How do you feel about foreshadowing or dropped hints? I don't mind it. Honestly, I feel like if it's done well, it won't give away the ending, as long as it doesn't give away the ending or help me to figure it out way sooner than I should have. I think a great example of somebody who is really good at dropping hints but not giving things away is Agatha Christie in her mysteries. She does a magnificent job of dropping the hints without giving the entire plot away. Number 2, bookmarks. What do you use? How do you feel about bending the corner down? I don't like bending the corner down. I have got so many used books that the corners were bent down, and when I go to unfold them, the crease along that page has ended up, it rips off. It just boop. And so that makes me sad in my heart. So I don't like to fold the corners down. There was a time in my wild youth when I did. I look back and I regret those days. So anyhow, don't do that anymore. I usually will use, bookmarks. So an example, couple of examples, regular bookmarks that I could buy at a bookstore or whatever. Also, I have crocheted a few bookmarks to look like a little leaf that's just popping up out of the book. And so I have that. And then my sister likes to go to other places and get bookmarks as gifts for me. And this is a great example of one. This is from Africa when she went there. And I love this bookmark. I love using it. So just cool little bookmarks like that she gets for me. But yeah, I mostly use bookmarks, just a huge variety of them. I collect bookmarks. I like them. I like to use them all. So if you see any cool ones, like send me a link or something. Number 3, forgotten bookmarks. Have you ever found something strange in a book? I don't think so. Nothing outside the usual, like, someone was using a receipt or a gum wrapper or something like that. I think that's about it. I can't think of anything obscure or concerning or completely random. And apparently I find boring books. So, uh, number 4, inscriptions and annotations. How do you feel about writing in a book? How do you annotate if you do? I don't like writing in books because I don't want someone to be distracted by my own thoughts when they are reading a book, which is really kind of silly of me. Like if I give that book away, Um, but it is kind of silly of me because I love getting books that people have written in and read their thoughts. But I don't want to burden someone else with my thought. I don't know. And it's a weird mindset for me to be in, but that's what it is. But I do write in my Bible. I love to take notes. I love to do deep dives and write little things in my Bible, just something that was profound that I learned while doing a deep dive in the original language or in commentaries. And so when I go back to that scripture in the future, I'll have that note there for myself as a reminder of, oh yeah, I learned this, and now I can apply it to while I'm reading it this time and see if there's something else. But for regular books, I just don't like to. Um, but yeah, when it comes to annotating the Bible, I just not even really annotate. I just write notes. Number 5, introductions and footnotes. Do you read them or avoid? Oh, I read them. I read them. I think that there are really awesome gems to be found in the footnotes. and introductions. Well, okay, I won't read introductions if it's a classic that I've never read because they tend to give spoilers. And I hate spoilers. So I will usually not read the introductions to books like that. But I feel like, spiritual growth books and stuff like that, reading the introduction is great. It helps you to understand what you're getting ready to dive into. I love footnotes because, like I said, fun little gems. A great example of that is Not a Fan by Kyle Idleman. He puts the funniest footnotes. And I was in a class reading this book, and so many of the people in my class didn't know about the footnotes and how funny they were because they just don't read them. But I was cracking up. So, for example, there's a point where um, people are, he's going through a list of questions about, you know, are you a fan or a follower of Jesus? And he's not going to ask questions like, well, are your parents or grandparents Christians, blah, blah, blah. So a whole bunch of questions. I'm rambling right now, but he says, here's my point. Many of us are quick to say, yes, I'm a follower of Jesus, but I'm not sure we really understand what we are saying. To quote Inigo Montoya, I do not think that means what you think it means. And then there's a little asterisk. And you go down to the bottom of the page. And he says, if you recognize this quote as being from The Princess Bride, then give yourself an extra point. It's a favorite among Christians, even though Kirk Cameron isn't in it. So, like, just silly little things like that. It just made the book a fun read, which was nice because sometimes he's stepping on your toes, and so it gives you a bit of a breather from that. All right, number 6. Do you use bookish accessories like a clip-on reading light, book sleeve, annotation materials, bookstand, etc.? Not really. Like, aside from my bookmarks, I don't use any of the things that this listed. Don't get me wrong, I love clip-on reading lights. um, that was one of my favorite tools when I was younger and shared a room with my sister. But I'm a grown-up now, and I can keep my light on in my bedroom as long as I want because my husband will sleep through anything. I'm nice though. I have a little side lamp. It's dimmer. I don't make him sleep with like bright light on. Anyway, um, and as far as the annotation materials, the pens, highlighters, sometimes they're a name for it, sticky notes that I'll make notes on and put in the Bible. So it just depends, but that's really about it. Um, art and illustrations. How do cover art and illustrations affect your reading experience? Not so much they do. I don't think, like, I mean, when you first are getting the book, obviously, people say don't judge a book by its cover, but that's the first thing that attracts your attention, right? So that could determine sometimes whether you even start reading the book in the first place. Um, but also, while I'm reading the book, I don't think that it really affects my reading experience, except for the fact that I have this habit of I'll read and I'll get to an end of a chapter or just like a section of the chapter where it's taking a pause, like, the three dots or whatever. And I'll just breathe and just look at the picture for a while. Just stare at it, be like, okay, nice cover work. I like it. It's cute. And then I'll go back to reading. But as far as anything else, I don't think it really affects it. I do not look at these and think, yes, that is what the character looks like, because I go off of my own brain. I don't go off of the picture on there. So in that in that aspect, it really does not affect my reading experience because I do not listen to them when they say it should look like that. Anyhow, okay. Number 8. Which format of books do you prefer? Hardback, paperback, audio, or digital? And do you do different things for different situations? Okay, so I prefer hardback just because I like the way it looks better personally. I'll take whatever. I'll read in whatever format. I if and yeah, I will do it in different situations. Like if I'm at home, I'm going to prefer to have a physical book in front of me, whether it be hardback or paperback. I'll do audiobook if I'm driving or doing chores around the house. And then if I'm out and about and I don't happen to have a book with me and I have some time, I will grab my phone and bring up my Kindle app on there and read a book on there, or the Everand app, and I'll read a book on there. So, whichever, any situation, I'm fine with it all. Okay, so then 9, tag some people. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and tag Morgan over at Morgan's Endless Bookshelf. Let's do Lucy from Lucy's Chronicles. And let's do Nigel from Reading Ideas. Anyhow, that's about it. I hope that you guys have an amazingly blessed day.